folks, I know you've missed my melodious voice over the last few weeks. And I'm sure you'd probably prefer if Jesse did this. So without further ado...
They didn't hear me one meeting because the audio wasn't working.
Yeah, the audio was.
You had trouble with that.
So, I don't want to say we're back to normal, folks, but a couple of things have transpired during the last 2 weeks. One is we had our special town meeting, and you folks approved the articles on the town meeting so we can proceed with the items that we had listed. Why don't we go through, we'll start and go through and pick these up as we go along. So I don't know if the town clerk, David, is not here, but our capable deputy town clerk is here. Do you have anything you'd like to?
All the articles passed.
Huh?
All the articles passed.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't.
All the articles passed?
Oh, yeah, okay. What? Pertaining to those articles, let's take a minute and let each of the selectmen sort of pick a project. Obviously, we're waiting on the rescue information money as the other three towns have to participate in that.
I'll deal with that when that comes up. First off, I'll go to the meeting and meet with the other selectmen.
Okay.
All right?
But
I've been doing it anyways.
you want
Off
to
campus.
mention about what you're planning to do about the dilapidated condition of our building?
But this building?
Yeah.
Oh, I explained it, I believe, at the meeting. We're just going to put some new metal siding on it. Something that'll last a long time. Just white, the same as it has been on the gymnasium building.
Okay.
And I will also take care of that.
Are we going to look at the old
And also we
townhouse,
need
the old
to
meeting?
at least get the roof shored up. So,
Okay.
For now,
Okay.
that's minimal. So,
Good start.
yep.
Harvey, do you have progress on your generator?
Well, I'm going to call them up and see if there's any change in the pricing and order the thing, find out what we need for a down payment, and it's going to be a go.
Okay.
I'll have to find out a timeline too, as to how long it's going to take. I still have to get quotes on the propane tanks, which I called at one point, but I didn't really get a rough idea of around 7,000 for that. So we'll try to keep it in that ballpark.
That was a pretty big tank?
Yeah, 1,000 gallon. We'll have to buy the tank. I mean, that size, you have to buy them, I guess. They don't lease them or anything. But propane is the better
Is there
price.
such a thing that we would just get a couple 100-gallon tanks? And only reason I'm saying that is, do we need something other than a couple 100-gallon tanks? And what if, say, we've talked about changing the building over to propane at some point, but what if that didn't happen for 5 years or more? Does it make sense to buy the 1,000 gallon now, or just have a couple small 100s?
Well, I think what I was thinking of was if an emergency arises and we really need it, it's there. And you pay the price, no matter how long it takes to use it, is one thing. Sure, that you could do that, but if we want to, upgrade the kitchen and things like that to propane, then that might be the way to go.
Okay.
I guess. while we have it-
1,000 would certainly be appropriate to run the building.
Yeah.
Well, see, it
understand
makes,
For
if we're going to
2
need it, we're going to really need it in the sense that if it was a big storm or everyone's snowed in, the truck's not going to be able to get here either. So better to be a little on the safe side, I think.
Okay, that's fine.
Plus, this is ARPA funds too. I mean,
Oh, I understand.
Yeah.
we're thanking the federal government for helping us out.
This is true, so this is a cost that might be incurred later if we waited that we would have to pick up, so, yeah, okay.
Well,
That makes sense.
you're right, I mean, from one standpoint, but I think for an emergency basis, I think we should overdo it.
Okay.
Plus the propane is at a good price right now. It's the best form of energy, the cheapest form of energy right now, which is...
We don't want to grow wood, do we?
Oh,
wood?
I'll put a wood stove in the middle of the
Gonna have to
gym.
get a couple more younger selectmen to fill the fire.
There you go. Lovely.
We'll get some prices and see if it gets too much. Then.
Yeah. No, it does make sense, because if there's a chance that the building gets switched over, then you would already have the tank, and it was paid for by ARPA funds and not out of the town's pocket, so, yeah.
Okay, and the third part of this I've been working on is the audio visual for recording the meetings. That would be doing the selectmen's meetings, continuing on a permanent basis the planning board meetings and the zoning board of appeals meetings, where we don't have to rush and set up equipment each time, and looking into and probably doing something with the gymnasium for our annual town meeting. So we finally got the second quote in. It was substantially cheaper than the first quote. So I think the plan from here is we'll get the second vendor to come in, outline his plan again, have David, our technology person, here to make sure that the bandwidths and the gigabytes and the megabytes and all those bytes are compatible, so that we're doing what we can do it properly. But it looks like those three projects are at least well on their way to being started. With that, the agenda, the minutes from last week, and the bills really have all been approved or are being approved right now. Our budget year starts July 1st, and we came in pretty good shape. We really needed no special town meetings to increase budgets and pick up some additional expenses or pay for some additional expenses, which means that our budget committee did a very good job in controlling the budget, yet making sure there was enough money there for the town to operate. It's a two-edged sword. You can have enough money, or you can be short by $20 in every account, and all of a sudden you've got a whole new special town meeting to pick up $20 in each account. We have no ads. The CEO was in here going over some things, but nothing new. We haven't gotten our sheriff's report yet. Oh, one thing, I had a call from the chief deputy, and he wanted to make sure that we were comfortable with going with a pickup truck for Darren. It's a few bucks more, probably about, I'm not sure, shouldn't say. I think it's in the $6,000 to $9,000 range for a pickup truck as opposed to an SUV. Costs us about $3,000 more a year in addition. I think Darren wanted this.
I don't
It was a
know
good
if
idea.
I'm not skeptical, and I understand why Darren wants it because of where he's patrolling. I get that, but what's going to happen when they're short on sheriffs again? They're going to take our truck. 3 days. Well, they took our vehicle last time and used it elsewhere because I saw it with my own eyes.
Yeah.
So,
But that is not, what's that have to do with?
well, we're paying more for a vehicle, and then they're just going to put it where they want it.
Well, they are, he also mentioned they are fully staffed for the first time in, I'm picking a number, 2.5 years.
Okay.
So if they keep that up. Now,
just-
there's chances the truck could go somewhere, but
I know, but I just didn't like the idea of it before, and I really don't like the idea of buying a bigger, better vehicle and then thinking, wow, look at this vehicle we could take to this town for a while. 'cause-
well, no, not for a while. We have our
Well-
vehicle.
Make some stipulations.
And we'll make,
Well, they should have been in the contract, I would assume.
well, we're gonna have a new contract coming up,
Yeah.
which
I
we
think
can
you've
make
already
sure.
signed it.
Oh, what?
I think you've already signed the
I
contract.
don't know if we did or not.
Can we put in a stipulation that Darren is to use the truck only?
Well, that's his truck, but if they assign him to go to
That's the deal, is if they assign him.
Orlando or something,
Right.
then he takes that vehicle with him, but
Right.
that's part of the cost of doing business.
Well, it's better than having 15 other people.
Right, and plus, we
Unless
have,
the car is parked here at night and he comes here.
no, that's not, you don't
I
want to,
know, I'm just
do that.
Yeah.
going out things, different things you can.
Well, I guess that's,
I just
you're looking at 40 miles of dirt roads.
remember that, folks, when you vote for the new sheriff.
That's true. Voting
Last
for the new
sheriff
sheriff
did-
will be in.
The last sheriff didn't
November.
mind sending our sheriff somewhere, our deputy somewhere else, when we had him under contract.
Yeah.
So, remember that.
But in our flexibility, Jesse.
We don't have much choice, do we?
No, that's the problem. All right,
well, it still has to go on the
so
warrant, so we'll
Deb,
figure that out.
if you would give the chief deputy a call tomorrow and tell him we concur that the pickup truck would probably be, ask him to check with Darren too, if you don't, to make sure he feels that's what he wants. I know that's what he wants, but let's just make sure.
Gary told me that just last week.
Okay. All right. We'll keep our deputy happy.
We haven't seen Darren in a while.
No, I spoke with him earlier this week about a complaint. He was on it 2 days before I talked to him. So,
Oh, okay.
So Planning and Appeals Board, they had their meetings last week, and nothing for this coming week. Comprehensive Committee, something about June 28th at 6 o'clock. I know Harvey's working on, Harvey, you got any words of wisdom?
Yeah, I wish I
Or not
could.
wisdom, I mean, we're flexible here.
I just, well, it went okay, I guess. When you have 3 lawyers in the same room, it's always complex issues. So a little bit more complex, I think, than we needed. One more meeting, hopefully, will resolve the issue.
But your Comprehensive Committees,
Oh, the comprehensive is tonight.
yeah,
And, yeah, we're on our second chapter. This is the economic chapter.
ah,
So that should be interesting to see how that goes. We now have our minutes on the website if anybody wishes to look at them. So keep it open that way.
there's nothing new on Secaucus Road. The solar update, Harvey, I've been out for 2 weeks. Did we, nothing?
Nothing new on it.
Okay.
other than a tenant.
We do have a certificate of insurance liability for the mill. The insured is Keezer Falls Millwork. Deb, I don't know if we should be a second insured in this or not.
We are.
Okay.
Look at the very bottom.
Certificate holder, okay. So, and that's, I'd like to say progressing. I haven't heard any updates in 2 weeks, but they pay their taxes and they're paying their insurance, so it's a start. we have a letter from our attorney concerning the Stanley Building. I don't know, folks. It goes back and forth. We write something, their attorneys write something, we respond. So the last I know is it says proposed order. Leave is granted for counterclaim plaintiff, that's us, to reinstate counterclaims against Collins, to assert counterclaim for declaratory relief against the Revive Stanley Building LLC in the form of a second amended answer with counterclaims. In leave to file the attached third-party complaint against the mortgagee, North Realty Trust, for good cause and in the interest of justice and without opposition from existing parties. So I think that means their claim was sort of denied and they're proceeding with ours. And that was dated 6/22. So that's fairly current and signed by a justice of the Superior Court. So hopefully we'll just keep moving forward. Saco River, as we don't mess with their river, they don't mess with us. The Security 101 LLC was the quote on the security project. As I said, we're going to, Deb, invite to come in next week, maybe around 3. Well, the name is, do you know his name? I got it in my folder
I
here.
believe it's Chris.
All right, well, the gentleman that gave us the quote from Security 101 LLC.
Okay.
I talked to him today, he apologized. He sent it to the wrong email address.
Yep, okay.
So, just to go over that with exactly what we're getting and making sure it's compatible with whatever.
Yep.
We might have to upgrade our system a bit out here. That was a concern that David had. I don't know whether that's been worked on or not. All right. No one's surprise, Mellon and Son Disposal was the low bidder.
Only.
Well, let's keep them in suspense. Was the low bidder on our project. And as Jesse said, unfortunately, our only bidder. I mean, it's not that we're dissatisfied with Mellon and Son, it's just that we'd like some form of comparison. So we could say, hey, they're doing a good job for a good price, or what are we doing here? So we can...
After actually thinking about it a little bit and talking with some other people, I don't, in the price of fuel these days, and if somebody new was to get into this business, to buy trucks, a couple trucks to get into the business, I don't think this is out of the ballpark. I honestly don't. And the fact that they left it the same for 3 years in a row, well, that's contingent. I get a good idea. The 4th year. That's upon them and us agreeing upon.
Right.
So, but the fact that they left it the same for 3 years in a row, it's the way everything's going these days. But comparatively, I compared it to Cornish per se. Cornish is paying the exact same for their trash pickup as they are their plowing. So if you were to apples to apples, that means our trash could possibly be double this. Granted, we don't have double the population, but we do have double the road mileage. So I think this is I think this is fairly fair.
This is what you want us to sign?
Yep, that's it. Now I'll call Steve. He'll
Okay.
come in.
All right, so, and the only things, we sort of wanted to go back to Mondays,
We always want to go to Mondays.
and they always say Friday, we only can do Friday. That was one change. The other change was they're going from 2 pickups of bulky items to 1 pickup. Brown goods. Tires stay the same. White goods stay the same. Jesse and Judy Ingram have worked on hazards. Were you and who and Judy? Who worked with Judy? Or we all did?
Neither one of us that I know of.
Well, we asked Judy to work on it,
Correct.
and she came up with,
She had a location and she was waiting for us maybe to pick a date.
I thought there were some dates
I don't remember.
in there somewhere.
I believe she was waiting for us to pick a date,
Okay.
but she has a location.
But they're thinking over Memorial Day or something
Next year,
this year.
that would be Labor Day.
Labor Day, thank you. Minor detail.
Yeah.
So,
That she had a company picked out? that'll
I
do it?
believe so.
yes, there's a company picked out, Walker, quote, Walker Chevrolet,
Bill,
Has
Walker
agreed.
Building.
that to use their parking lot for both Cornish and Parsonsfield. And we'll be putting that out certainly in a couple weeks ahead of time in the shopping guide for the electronic waste disposal. The other thing is, it's going to cost us a little more for mattresses and box springs. There's apparently additional charge that our trash people have to pay that they want us to pay. So we're looking into that as far as, that's one way to do it, and maybe Jesse can negotiate something with Tri-Town.
Yeah, so the ad in the paper was misleading a little bit, that Tri-Town put into the shopper's guide. I was just down there today and talked to the manager, or whatever you call it, of the Tri-Town, and he said that they've found out since they put that ad in that they have to contact, he said DEP, but I think he meant DOT. They got to do a study on how much more traffic's going to go on that road if they do that, and they have to get approved, and they have to notify all the surrounding abutters and whatnot that there could be more traffic. And so originally, I believe it said like 1st of July it was going to be available, but that's not the case at this point in time. It's set back until, it sounds like, another procedural.
Okay.
So
I mean,
until,
we're not talking much additional traffic.
well, that's for them to, we
I mean, we're just talking people who don't want to wait.
I know
For our
that, and you know
pickup.
that, but
Yeah.
they found out that they had to contact DOT or DEP about the additional traffic because there was a conditional permit or something about when they opened Tri-Town about how much traffic there would be. I don't know the exact details,
Okay.
but that's what he told me today. So there was a slight misunderstanding possibly in people
Okay.
seeing the shopper's guide ad, and it will not be open to July 1st to anybody but Tri-Town people.
Okay, but we're still going to offer brown goods.
And I am
White
confident
goods.
that it will happen, but it's not going to be July 1st.
And this would be an emergency situation based upon the resident just not wanting to keep something for a summer or a winter, or just to get rid of it out of their yard and dispose of it properly. So, all right.
I don't see that influencing traffic that much, but
Well, I don't, but it's a state thing, I was told, and about like us trying to get them to plow 2 miles of 153.
well, I could see if they're talking about dump trucks and things like that, but I don't see that.
Well, I don't either, but I don't think Tri-Town has anything to do with it. It's nothing to do with them. It's the state, from what I understood.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, so we're signing the trash contract. Is the cover, that's the signature page. Debbie has the... I don't know. We have a request from an abutter to buy a piece of town-owned land. And I don't... Deb, do you know the street that's on? The town-owned land, the
160, isn't it?
acre?
I'm not really.
It's 160, I believe it.
Okay.
It's right up here before Roberts, or across from Roberts, or
Okay.
very near where the sap lines used to be on the sharp corner.
Okay, so the procedure is we'll notify all the butters if they care to purchase the property. We'll probably put a minimum price in to purchase the property. It was highlighted as a town gravel pit, but
It was not permitted.
it's not permitted. It's not a town gravel pit. It hasn't been a town gravel pit in probably 100 years, if it was at all. And it's not licensed or permitted, so we will not have a gravel pit issue. Person wants to buy the property for better access to his house.
Is there a minimum bid?
5,000.
What?
I say 5,000 minimum bid.
Harp?
That's fair, isn't it?
Oh, well, you can't build a house on it now. This
I
is
don't
less
care. It's
than
an
an acre.
acre. Well, whatever. Nothing's free anymore.
I'd say, I'd say 25, but Harvey, you got? Our CEO was looking at around 15 when we asked him, so,
He said minimum bid 15.
yeah. I'm just saying.
It's, if you put it up for sale, you'd probably get 15 for it. Other than it's not non-buildable.
Right, you can't do anything with it. That's the,
Yeah.
Well, after talking with a fella, didn't we talk on a lower bid type?
well, we discussed
Or we're going to decide
Jesse's
that now?
number, but that's not, it was just talk. We can say whatever we want. We're an official meeting.
Why don't we at least consult a realtor and say, what is this? What's the idea? Instead of just throwing numbers out here.
Okay,
I can do that tonight.
okay,
Say, what's a fair price for a non-buildable 3/4 acre lot?
okay.
Okay?
Sounds good.
I think that's a much better idea than us just, because quite
Well,
clearly
picking out
we're all
15
over,
to 5, you know?
we're all over the board. So let's
Okay.
let somebody that deals with that on a daily basis.
Harvey will concur with,
Yes, let's do that.
So
Okay?
we'll bring
Be
it back
fair, yeah.
on the
And
agenda.
I'm guessing it will probably be a little high, and we can adjust from there, but at least we'll know what,
Yeah.
we're not,
yeah, good idea, Jess.
okay?
I guess the Effingham Planning Board and the Nina LLC gas station on Route 16, the judges have approved the request for the gas station, so now people are complaining about the judge's approval.
Did we get a letter from the planning board about that gas station?
No, I did not. But you don't think this would take care of it?
Well, at the meeting, they requested that the selectmen,
Well, you're doing it by, if you want me to put your signatures on this petition.
okay. All right.
But I would not, we expressed an interest in what was going on. We were involved in some of the court, not court proceedings, but we were following what was happening. And the courts decided it was legal to put this gas station there. So to me, that's the end of it.
I don't feel confident putting my name on anything because I haven't done enough research and I don't have time to do enough research. You know what I'm saying? To say strongly one way or another. No, it doesn't sound like the most opportune place for a gas station, but there has been a gas station there for X amount of years, and I assume they're going to hold the new one to higher standards. I would assume New Hampshire's all over that, but again, I don't dare say either way, I guess.
You're abstaining.
Yeah,
Harvey?
Well,
I don't
think
know
the
enough about it.
The local residents have concern about, they wanted to know where the fill went that they took out of there. Was it contaminated? Where did they dump it? And they wanted to test their wells around the area to see if there's any contamination. I think they have a right to do that, but that really, I don't know how far down the river that would have a concern. We're concerned from the standpoint that we get our local water source from the drinking water, main water, out of the river. So if it gets into the river by any standard, like I say, it's been there for years. I know I used to go to that gas station when I went out that way. And the tanks today, like I say, are much more improved, double-lined, fiberglass, whatever they need, encased in cement, or whatever they have to do. So I don't know, that we have a future problem, but I guess it's probably what's happened in the past that's probably has more concern.
I agree. I don't know why they wouldn't provide where they dumped the gravel that they excavated unless they didn't and it was all kept on site. I have no idea.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. They didn't either.
I don't.
Okay, well, that's...
It is an important issue, contaminating drinking water, don't get me wrong, but I don't have enough knowledge about it to make a judgment.
All right, we also have a budget note for Harvey. The last one there. Apparently our salt has increased $20 per ton from $58 a ton to $78 a ton. This is through Southern Maine Planning, which saves us traditionally $6,000 or $7,000 a year if we just went out and did it on our own. This is a conglomerate of about 7 towns involved in this.
Well, that'll make them happy.
Yeah. Road commissioner working on paving bids. Deb, how do we do the road? I know he's doing Pendexter Road right now. Do you have any idea? He was coming in at one time to say hello.
Been doing a lot of ditching. Ditching on Smith Road last week. The week before was ditching in Stagecoach, Smith and Stagecoach.
Okay. Another item which Chief Deputy brought up was, what do you want to do with Deputy Sears' vehicle? It's a town vehicle now. We own it. We paid for it. We can sell it. We can use it. We can do whatever basically we want to do with the vehicle.
What did we sell the last one for? Do you have any idea?
I have no idea. I mean, he said he's had other towns that have expressed interest in buying used police cars for their rescue people, for their fire chief, for their code enforcement officer. I said we'd be open to something like that, selling it to another town for something, you know.
Going to be
The
donated.
question is, do we want to do that for Parsonsfield?
How often, Danielle, do you folks run somewhere during the week? You or David?
Oh, once a week.
Once a week?
Definitely once a week because we have to go to the bank, post office.
Just wondering if it warrants.
I don't think, I think we've tried to stay away from
Yeah.
Having
town vehicles because then you get maintenance and
Right.
maintenance contracts and becomes a,
Well, there's two things you can do. You can trade it in towards the truck, or you can
Well,
sell
that's-
it outright.
right.
And we can sell it here as...
The question is, would we ask Kenny if he would need a vehicle like that, or rescue it if they need a vehicle like that? That would be my, it'd be stripped of all police stuff, but
Well, they can bid on it just like anyone
Well,
else.
you can put it out to bid.
EMS could use it as a fly.
right, well, that's the, all right, so we'll wait and see what transpires, and we can talk to rescue and fire and see if they would be interested in bidding on it. Does that sound reasonable?
Do they have a timeline on this?
No.
I would say,
have to-
if we're gonna sell it, I'd say just put it in the shopper's guide. Put a picture of it in the shopper's guide with a little ad. Parsonsfield Sheriff's vehicle for sale.
Okay.
If we're going that route, simple as that. Why waste your time looking for bids? If they want it, they can. If they want it, they can see in the
If
shopper's
the
guide.
deputy will do it, get us a price.
It's true if he wants to do that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he said he'd look into it, so
Good.
we'll see. But you concur, I think that we all concur that we want to sell the vehicle, good price to somebody.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Are they actually going to turn it over to us, though?
Well, we can if we
Yes, I would think.
want to. It's our vehicle, Harvey.
But somebody
We'll put a plow on and give it to our snowplow contractor.
Somebody has to strip all the stuff out of it.
Well, they do. They take it all out.
Yeah, they're not gonna leave the stuff in it for us to take out. I don't think.
You know,
They'll probably put it on the truck, but they can.
but all the signage and everything on it.
Well, right, that has to come off. And we have, we had a workshop item at 4 o'clock today concerning the sidewalks on Route 125, on Route 25, sorry, and really in front of the daycare. That area from the Stanley Building past the insurance company's parking lot. And we're exploring the cost of doing that. We apparently can get 60% reimbursed from the state if we spend 40% of it. So we're looking.
Yeah, we have to spend 100% of it. They will
Well,
reimburse 60%.
That's a possibility.
I believe.
It might be, you never can tell. The net would be we would spend 40%
Of the total.
of the total. The other bit to that is maybe that would qualify under the relief plan funds. And since we probably won't be doing some of the rescue stuff because the other 3 towns are reluctant, do you think that's going to be? I don't understand that at all, Jesse.
What's that?
So anyway, so maybe that money could be, we'd have another town meeting, special town meeting or whatever, and maybe get approval for the sidewalk type of stuff.
Right.
But now, Jesse mentions he doesn't think the other towns are eager to participate in,
The rescue?
yeah.
No, they're not.
Well, how are they gonna live up to their commitment? Without involving other towns, which is the whole point of this to begin with.
I think you might be a little confused. They're okay. We've already approved a double budget. The budget is doubled for the rescue. We already approved that.
Right.
Well, this money is money on top of that.
Well, I know, but that double budget didn't include an
Well,
extra vehicle.
It should have. That
Well,
should have
it
been-
didn't. I'm not saying.
Well, so the other selectmen are sticking to that. They should have done their due diligence and realized, oh, we aren't getting this vehicle. We don't have the money. But when we questioned them about it multiple times, they stated, oh, we got grants. We're getting grants. We got a
Right.
grant writer. They didn't want, and so there's one of the Cornish selectmen, select people, has reached out to them multiple times, took it upon herself to take a grant writing course, has reached out to them, offered to help write grants, and nobody returns their calls. So they aren't eager to help them with financially when they're not eager to take help to get financial help. And I see it. I completely see it. So they should have they knew they needed a vehicle. They should have incorporated that into their price and said, we can't do it for $80,000. We got to have $100,000. But they didn't do that. They waited until right after we approved a budget that was double the year before, and then they asked for a lot of money. Another $40,000 per town for a new vehicle on top of doubling the budget that they already had, which I understand they need the new ambulance completely, but they should have put that in their budget because they needed the new ambulance. You know what I'm saying?
Well, so we approved like 1 1/3 ambulances, or 1 1/4.
Correct. And they had 2, and they said they had a new one. They already had a new one ordered from like a year ago or more than that.
But they don't have the funding to
But they
pay.
didn't have the money, but they didn't step out and say that. They said when we asked questions, they were a little bit of pushback. Oh, well, we have it covered. We got it with this, and now all of a sudden, they don't have it covered.
Well, I feel we've done our part to try and,
I think so.
It's my understanding that they had canceled the order for the new one.
That may be too. I don't know that.
there was a used one in Freiburg.
I heard that also, but that one was way less than 40,000 per town.
Right, that was like 60 for the vehicle.
For the vehicle entirety, so that would be 15 per town, which that might be something the other towns are willing to go in on.
We put that into the second request.
I'll find out when we have our meeting, when we all talk, but I think you are the most pro let them have the money out of all the other selectmen. They aren't very,
Me?
if that says anything.
Because I'm old and sickly.
Jesse, another thing that they could do that would help the towns is go out and get a bond or a lease bond.
Yeah, that's the thing. I don't know what they explored.
Payments that would not hit every town so hard.
Well, that's the purpose of the rescue board, I think. Correct?
I would think that would be one of their primary objectives, is to make sure they're adequately equipped and staffed.
And some of the other selectmen are very not upset, but disgruntled that they're asking for more money right after
There was a big
doubled the budget.
communication problem. I thought that got solved when Ron Silver went out got the other company involved. All of a sudden, our company said, okay, our rescue said they can do this and this. And
I don't think it was a communication. It seems more like it was a bluff.
well, that's a possibility too.
But anyhow, we'll see how it goes with the other selectmen. We need reliable ambulances. I get that, but Ron did a lot of work, and
Yeah.
if that's the case, then the other bid looks darn good, because it would be quite a bit less than what they're asking for now. Well, it would
I
be
don't
20.
know.
The other bid was 100. Theirs was 20. And now they're asking for another 40, and they'd like another 40 on top of that for miscellaneous items, right?
Well,
Their
that
wish
was
list.
the 2 lists they gave us that they would like to get to bring themselves up to.
Well, that should have all been part of their budget.
Yeah, well, you only can put so much in, though. I mean, but that was the time to do it, when everyone was looking at
If
it.
you need it to run
Yes,
your ambulance,
exactly.
then you need it in your budget.
Yep,
Right?
I agree.
Okay.
I agree.
All right. I can't not budget nails for my building project because it will fall apart.
Blue.
Well, I think we're getting close to having another, town gathering here to,
Oh, no, we are. You should hear shortly, hopefully, from Ron about us selectmen getting together and discussing this, I just know, I talked to the other selectmen outside of here, and I know how they all feel, and it's not towards giving them the money.
They're not feeling charitable?
No.
well, the thing is, I thought the whole thing was based on having another vehicle, another ambulance.
Well, we made it clear what we wanted, and they were supposed to give us a budget to provide that. That's what we were all under the understanding, that they were giving us a budget to provide that.
And that was
I am
like-
sure that Action gave us a budget to supply that. Action wasn't going to ask for another $20,000 the next month because they wanted to put another vehicle up there.
And we gave them, it was a third, 1 1/3, we wanted like 1 1/3 or 1 1/4.
Yes.
Staff.
30 hours on top of one full-time and then 30 hours extra on with a second vehicle on. They
Okay.
can figure they were supposed to figure the 30 hours out where it's
Based
most
upon
effective.
whenever they had the calls.
Correct, the best of their ability. Yeah.
All right. Anything anyone else has got to say that's meaningful and constructive?
Well, your quote here did we want to vote on this thing, or
I want to find out more about it, Howard,
you want to
first.
find out more about it?
Yeah, just one thing I had a
This is on the
question on.
video.
It said surveillance cameras. Now, that it did, but lower, it said, Vizio audio system. But I just want to clarify, we're not just getting little surveillance cameras,
Right, well, we're
clarify
going
that.
to get him back in next week at 3 o'clock,
Yeah,
and we can ask him.
Yeah.
My reason was mainly for David,
yeah.
to make sure that it was, what we have is compatible with what he's selling. And then we'll go from there.
I'm probably not going to be here, so you'll be on your own on that one with Harvey. I won't be here at 3.
Yeah,
I'll be here for
you're going to be working.
Yeah,
That's a good thing.
yeah, generally. Yeah.
Check, always. Okay, folks, that's about it. Lynn, you're very patient, so you're waiting for the comprehensive committee. Okay. All right, folks, well, thank you very much for coming. Did you have anything you wanted to, you've been very patient sitting there, following the rules, just listening?
No, I have no new business. I'm just here to witness.
Okay.
Learn.
Okay, folks, that's it. Thank you very much. See you next week. Creek doesn't rise, and God willing.